Here with Glen Kreismer, who hasn't been back to Frost Valley in 35 years. He was here as a camper starting in 67, maybe. 68. He did 3 years in Totem, skipped to Outpost. We couldn't figure out who was his counselor, but Lenape. Tell me about the Lenape year. Cabin 19.
Cabin 19, top of the mountain, right?
Yep,
So that was the high walk. So you always wanted to skip walking all the way up to Lenape.
Through the chapel, you walked through the chapel.
Lenape was great because it was the closest to the rifle range.
Right.
And I love the rifle range, so we could go right to rifle range. I think the chapel was up there also.
Yeah, you walked through the chapel to get up there.
Let's see, Lenape, I think, might have been the first year the motorcycles came in.
Mini bikes.
Mini bikes. Yep. The Honda 70s, I think.
It was a government grant that gave
red. They were red, and we ran them by the horse farm. Over by the horse farm, which is close to the haunted house with the wire.
You went down by the maintenance shop, by the gray barn.
It was across the street.
By where the recycling is.
Across the street.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me about Hemlock. Remember that year?
Hemlock.
74.
I think 74. I think that's when you got the unicycles in. I first started to learn them, and I was training with. I went to Sequoia the following year, and it took off. And I would train the kids to ride a unicycle.
It was a big craze for
big. I would tell you a quick little story of I got to learn the unicycle so well that I could back up, and I took a route at home, but I would go down the street here and hide the unicycle in the tree to go swimming lessons, and then come back, pick up my unicycle. And then one day my unicycle wasn't there, and I got you can't do that anymore.
Tell me about CIT.
CIT was growing pains, a little bit of learning too much about the Camp No stuff. It was fun, but we were in the cabin down here next to the infirmary.
Hayden, you were in Hayden.
In Hayden, where you'd have the canteen cards, right?
Yep.
We would help run the canteen.
Canteen was in the front of the building.
In the front, you'd get your soda and your candies off your canteen, so they'd punch your card. We'd help run that. That was the beginning, probably. That was the end of me of CIT because I was getting older. I had to get a job, and it was.
So what's it like now? You got kids in camp.
It's you know what? I'm fascinated to see how it's changed. I've been back 35 years. Lodges, cafeterias, new lodges, but I can see the old stuff. You have pavement. We had no asphalt before that.
So when you drove the kids up just now,
I
did you
stopped at the
tell them a
waterfalls.
few stories?
I started telling all the stories. Actually, I had my kids beforehand telling them when I paid on payments, so I sat them down and showed them all this stuff to get them excited. So my two girls are here, and hopefully my son will follow in the footsteps.
Well, Glenn, welcome back.
Absolutely, Al.